Okay, so hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to be learning about introduction to biology, but today our subtopic is levels of biological organization. Uh, so we're going to be seeing the second topic 1.2 and the first SLO of second topic that says differentiate among the levels of biological organization from subatomic particles to biosphere. Okay, so let's see what the levels of biological organization are. The levels of biological organization of living things arranged from the simplest to most complex are organelles, cells, tissues, organs, organ systems, organisms, populations, communities, ecosystem, and biosphere. Okay, so I just read the slide in here, but there are a few more things that come before the organelle level. That's the subatomic particles, and after the subatomic particles, there comes the atom, and the atom makes the molecules, and there are two kind of molecules, the macromolecules and the micromolecules. We're going to be seeing that later in this video. Okay, so those biomolecules would make organelles, and these organelles will combine together to make cells, and a similar type of cells would make tissues, and different kind of tissues would make organs. And then different kind of organs performing the same function would make organ systems, and then these organ systems would combine together to make organisms. Same kind of organisms, same species living together would make populations, and different populations living together would make communities. Different biotic and abiotic factors will make ecosystems, and different ecosystems will make a biosphere, like our Earth. So let's move on to see what these levels of organizations are and how we were evolved or how we were made, what we were made of. Okay, so what are we made of? You can see these small molecules, and these small molecules become large molecules, and then these become cells, and the cells became tissues, and then tissues became organs, and the organ systems, and then we became complex organisms. Uh, in the next slide, you're going to see something that will seem a little unrelated, like this soup. You see this soup in here? So we're going to be talking about primordial soup. There's a theory called primordial soup theory. The primordial soup theory suggests that 3.8 billion to 3.55 billion years ago, life began in a pond or ocean as a result of the combination of chemicals from the atmosphere and some form of energy to make amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, which would then evolve into the four species on Earth. We're not going to go into detail, but you've probably heard about people arguing about the primordial soup theory. Like, we came from the non living things. Like, there was just water on this earth. There are different religious scriptures saying that there was just water in this world. Like, the earth was made in 7 days, and there was just water in earth. So the primordial soup theory is like supporting that claim that there was water in this earth, and then the water, because of some kind of collision or maybe some kind of reaction, there there were molecules that then the molecules became the primitive organisms. The primitive organisms became and evolved. They evolved, and then we became what we are now because of evolution. Like that's how science puts it. Okay, so let's go on and discuss the subatomic particles. The subatomic particles are the particles that make up an atom. like proton, neutron, and electrons. And then atoms. The atoms make the molecules. What is the atom? It's the smallest particle of an element that retains the properties of that element. Okay, so how are molecules formed? They are formed by the combination of elements. And you can see here micromolecules and macromolecules, like I told earlier. This is the diagram of water, H2O. And here you can see a model of glucose. This one seems a really small molecule, water. This one seems like a really large molecule. This is a micromolecule, since it has a really low molecular weight, like 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen. It's just 18 atomic mass units. And if I'm not wrong, I think glucose is really large. I mean, you should calculate its molecular mass and put it down in the comments. Okay, so let's move on to what these atoms, micromolecules and macromolecules, are going to be making. Those are organelles and cells. What are organelles? Organelles are the structures that are within a cell and they perform a specific function. And they're made up of macro and micromolecules arranged in a particular way. And what is a cell? Cell is the basic, fundamental, and structural unit of life. And what is the work of organelles? What is the role of organelles? Basically, there are there's a division of labor inside the cell. Like you can see this small little animal cell in here on the right side. And there's this small plant cell on the left side. There are no organelles labeled in here, but you can see this small diagram in the bottom, and uh, on the yeah, after the heart there are muscles, and the muscles there are cells. The cells has mitochondria. What's the job of mitochondria? It's to produce energy, right? And then this mitochondria provides energy for the whole cell. And each cell has its own energy production, and each cell has its own vacuole. The digestive system, like we have our own digestive system. Each cell has its own digestive system, like a mini version of digestive system, but it's still a digestive system. Okay, so let's move on to what these cells are going to be making. They're going to be making tissues. Nah, not that tissue that you use and throw away. The tissues in the multicellular animals and plants. There are similar cells which organize into loose sheets or bundles performing similar functions, and each tissue has a specific function. Like you can see there's this little diagram of a human arm. There are so many tissues labeled in here, like the fibrous tissue, loose connective tissues. The blood, yeah, the blood is tissue. It's got so many cells, red blood cells and white blood cells. The cartilage is tissue, adipose tissue, the fat tissue that we do have. And there are bone tissue. So we've got a lot of tissues in our body. And how are organs made? The organs are made when a similar type of tissues or different type of tissues just combine together and become a functional unit. That's an organ. And two or more organs working together in execution of a specific body function is an organ system. Let's see some examples. This is the skeletal system, the first one, and then there's the muscular system, the digestive system, and then there's the respiratory system and the nervous system, the circulatory system. So we've got so many systems in our body, so many organ systems in the body. The skeletal system would, for example, provide this structure to the body and protect the internal organs, like we've got the rib cage,